Hello everyone, welcome to Build It With Your Team podcast. So today's podcast is brought to you by PEOPLElogy Group. I am Nora, and today with us we have Freddy, the Director of Customer Engagement AI Analytics. Hello Freddy, how are you?
Hello, good morning.
Alright, so I think maybe you can introduce a bit about yourself and maybe about your company as well.
Sure. So I'm Freddy Lu. I'm a director in Fusionex. In Fusionex, what we do really is we are a big data and AI company.
I see.
And we help clients. And what I do in Fusionex as a head of advisory, I help my clients.
I see.
Yeah, and with that, I've been a management consultant for the last 23 years, and I've been privileged and honored enough to see how technology has evolved.
I see.
Yeah, with those learnings and experience, I try to bring it to bear for the clients.
I see. So now how many clients do you have at the moment?
Quite a fair bit actually, and my client cuts across industries, which makes my life a little more exciting, right?
Yeah.
From media to education,
Different
all
backgrounds,
that.
right.
Different backgrounds, yeah. It keeps it exciting.
Exactly. So maybe as a director of customer engagement, definitely there's a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
So in AI analytics, maybe can you share some key strategies or initiatives that you've led to enhance the customer engagement using those two key factors?
Interesting. So let me first unpack this, right? And let's talk about engagement. So to me, to Fusionex, engagement really goes beyond just a very positive experience for my users or customers, right? Ultimately, it's whatever that we do, are we going to create an impact? An impact to my end user, or impact to my customer, or to my customer's customers. And that's what engagement is.
I see.
And let's make this a little bit more real. And right now, I'm doing a piece of work with a university. And my customers obviously are the lecturers and the students, right?
I see.
And what we really want to do is collectively, can I create a positive learning experience for my students?
Interesting.
And that's impactful. Ultimately, what we want is an equitable education. Everybody have equal access to good education and able to excel, right? So how does AI play a role? What we wanted to do, and that was a challenge that given to us, I said, Freddy, can you use AI to kind of detect which of my students are having issues?
Oh,
It could be an academic issue, or it could be very much a social behavioral issues. I'm just not, I'm traveling maybe from Taiping to KL and I cannot integrate, right?
Correct.
And that will impact the students' studies as well. Or I'm not able to integrate. Or my command of language not so good. So little things like that.
that really contributes to the factor.
Correct. And that's what we want to do.
I see. Wow, interesting. I wanted to know, explore more. How does this work actually?
Right. So what we do is, because in universities, we have got a lot of information.
Exactly, yeah.
And we start to collect all this information. We build a pilot, right?
Mhm.
We want to understand how the students react to classes,
I see.
to the peers, to lecturers, mentees, to all the resources and materials, the attendance, the results, and progress over time compared to the peers. So you take all these multiple signals, and that's what AI does best, right? It looks at all these signals and says, hey, Freddy, something not right over here, right?
Yeah.
And we will have a deep dive with the lecturers. Is perhaps we need to create a little bit more
A
intervention
bit.
specifically for the student.
Oh, focus on the specific
For the
student.
student,
I
we
see.
can be very micro. Say that student has a bit of issue. He has been very, very good, but last 6 weeks or 6 months has been issues. What can we do? How can we find out a little bit more?
Right.
Yeah, so it's a very positive, very micro intervention.
Correct.
For
Interesting
the
to
student.
know such universities wanted to take such approach as well.
Correct. This university is very forward thinking. We were glad to be a partner, and we are now building this AI product for the university.
Are you able to disclose which university it is?
It's a leading medical university.
I see.
Yeah, so that's
Alright.
right. Yeah.
You guys guess it, right? Okay, the third is maybe in your role, you likely to deal with a vast amount of customer-oriented data, right? So maybe you can discuss how actually data analytics has improved customer insights and improved decision-making within your domain.
Yeah, so this is the same thing I talked about for education, cuts across different domains. Education could be oil and gas, it could be media, but not. Let's talk about education again, right? We talked about identifying students' problem. So it doesn't end there. Ultimately, we talk about impact.
Correct.
So the impact and the value of AI really is how do I work with the lecturers to create an intervention, be it special program, be it counseling session,
I see.
to improve the students' lives, students' experience. On the same note, I switch gear to shopping. You and I are familiar with shopping, right?
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
E-shoppers, right? All of us know Shopee, Lazada. Exactly, right? And these are the apps that are so forefront in AI. How Shopee attracts us,
So fast.
keep us engaged.
Yes.
If Freddy buy a socks, he'll say, Freddy, do you want the matching shoes? Yeah, then I'll buy matching shoes. Hey, Freddy, do you know if you buy your shoes, your friends or your peers bought a matching belt? Oh, kena. That it will increase my shopping.
Never be one item in one.
Correct.
Yes.
So it's no longer about shopping. It's about an all positive experience. Some people go Shopee, but nothing to do, bosan, right? Nothing to do. I'll go to Shopee, and suddenly this turns to not just a shopping app. It's a very experiential app. There's gamification, there's looking for stuff, shopping around and whatnot. Miming us, right? When you go to a shopping mall. And that's what I was trying to do.
Like identifying your secret needs. Actually, eventually you need that.
Correct. Or needs that you don't even know you need.
Exactly.
That's the problem, right? Yeah, it's a problem with my wallet. Wise wallet.
Alright, so interesting. So going to more into questions, right?
Yeah.
How do you ensure that AI analytics align with the customer engagement and while maintaining data privacy and security standards? So I think that data privacy is very big concern among our audiences now, right?
Right. I think that's interesting, right? And you talked about picked up some keywords, privacy and security, right? And kind of unpack this a little bit, right? So security really is something we're familiar with. Lock and chain, right? We lock our stuff. We've been doing that for years, how we lock our house. Same goes for data. I need to protect my data so no one gets a hands on my data. And that has been something that's fairly mature, fairly stable because IT has been around for a while.
Yeah.
Let's move on to privacy. It's a little bit newer. People get a bit more worried about privacy. So what's really privacy? To us, privacy is the control of the data by the data owner. So you have ultimate control over how you want the data to be used by me. And that's what I apply to my clients. I tell my clients up front, right? Whatever I do for you, data is yours. You ultimately have the choice to decide how you're going to do with it.
They will control themselves.
Correct. Or even at one fine day, say, Freddy, I decide to take back all my data.
I see.
And that's no question asked, no comms about it, right?
I see.
So there's privacy, there's security, there's privacy. I want to touch on another topic which is quite more interesting, right? Ethics. If you talk about AI now, ethics is important. Yeah, and ethics really it's something very, very new, and it wants to ensure that the AI model is fair and equitable to everyone. For example, if it's an AI model, then let's say, give an example, credit score. I need to make sure that the AI model is able to provide you a correct credit score for all segments of the society. Yeah, even the segment of society that has got no credit information, the unbanked population.
Yeah, how do they detect that? Right?
Correct. Because if the AI model is not equitable, it will not be able to do that for them. They've got no data, right? Yeah. Exactly, right? So we need to build that. We need to make sure that my AI model helps to close the digital divide, apply to all segments of the society.
Yeah.
Not just the affluent, not just the people who's in the cities and whatnot, right? It's across all segments of society. And that's what we focus a lot as well.
So of course, the clients definitely will opt for your options.
Yes, hopefully. Something we instill from day one.
I see.
With all the client,
Okay. So again, when you mentioned about data privacy earlier, right? So does this privacy was developed by yourself, or is that another tool that you use?
So we will adhere to a lot of standards. So in Malaysia, we know PDPA. And my overseas client is GDPR, right? And I was working with government before, and they've got different DASA. So we will comply to that. The interventions, the layers of protection, we will build all that based on all these policies.
Oh, build from scratch.
We build from scratch. Some we leverage partners and whatnot. Yeah.
Interesting. Good to know. All right. So perhaps you can also provide an example of what are the complex customer engagement challenges that you address using AI analytics, and what are the lessons that you got from that?
Ultimately, when I was in media, right, I was an end user for a while, right? I loved it, right? My chairman used to ask me, Freddy, tell me the value of AI. It's hard, right?
Yes, that was which year was that?
That was 5 years ago, 5-6 years before I joined Fusionex.
Right.
Yeah, and it's a very difficult question, right? If I build a vending machine, I can tell my boss I'm going to make you extra $5 selling Coke, right? But AI is very hard.
No solid answer.
Correct. And then the answer that we came up with, I thought was really, really good, right? My mentor telling me, the value of AI really is the ability for you to change people's behavior. I have the super model. I can tell you all recommendation engine. I can tell you what to buy or not. But if Nora, you don't believe me, you don't trust me, you will not take the recommendation.
Yes.
So back to your question, what's the biggest challenge is trust. It's the trust and the belief that AI is doing the right thing. But if you want the AI to do the right thing, how do you trust the system? The system has to be fair, equitable, and inclusive. Back to my earlier question.
The system has to work itself. To correct himself, yeah.
Correct. It has to be able to explain my decision. It has to be tell the users, right? Prove that it's an equitable, safe, fair, inclusive AI model, and that's all you want to build, right? So, that, right? Yeah. So the biggest challenge is really adoption and trust.
Trust.
If I have the trust, I will adopt AI, and then we will create value for the users. Yeah.
Nice. All right. So maybe there's a final questions. Maybe any final advice for today's audiences and listeners if they wanted maybe to start AI analytics on their experiences in their company, and how do they begin?
So I like this quote that I read, right, from Confucius. It is, when is the best time to plant a tree?
When?
Yesterday. When is the next best time? Right now.
Now.
So my advice is don't wait, right? Don't wait. Try baby steps. AI has come to a point whereby it's no longer confined to the guys in white lab coats of the biggest organization.
Yes, no more.
Yeah, no more. It's liberalized. All of us have access to AI. Some even as easy as long as you have credit card, you swipe, the model is available, right?
Yeah.
So try baby steps. Yeah, experiment a little bit. Don't do a big bang project, and leverage partners. I think businesses are very good in what they're doing. Leverage partners who are very good in AI. Go on a journey together. You know the business, you know the AI model, work together, and then create value together. Yeah, this is not a Lone Ranger solo journey, right? It makes it a lot more difficult.
Yeah.
That's what I work on my client. Maybe as a parting note, AI need not be as scary, as complex, or as expensive as what we think it is. It's not.
I see. All right. So to those who want to explore more, maybe you guys can also in contact with Fusionex or Freddy Lewis himself. All right, so we like to also highlight we're gonna have a Build to Future Team conference on the coming 8 to 9 November, and definitely Fusionex also gonna be there, represented by Raju Chalam, right?
Yep.
Yes, the Vice President of New Technologies Fusionex Group, and he's based in Singapore, if I'm not wrong. Correct. So please be there. The conference gonna be happening from 8 to 9 November at Marina Bay Sands, and the topic gonna be discussed by this panelist is skills needed to stay relevant in digital revolution, reskill, upskill, and transit. So we do have another panelist coming from Malaysia and Vietnam, and Raju Chalam himself is coming from Singapore. So this conference is gonna be Southeast Asia, and we have definitely a lot of interested leaders and also coming from different countries as well. So please don't forget to purchase your ticket at buildtofutureteam.com. So maybe, Freddy, any final expectation for the audiences on the coming event?
Maybe 3 key reasons why you should be there, right? Don't miss this event. Raju, 40 years experience. He wrote the AI book of knowledge. He's very experienced in this space, right? Don't miss this opportunity to connect, speak to him, listen to him, right? Number 2, the topic that's going to cover, it is super relevant, right? Everybody talks about this, and back of everyone's head, right? Is AI going to take over my job? And what Raju is going to share, right? Highlights, right? How do you stay relevant? How do you pivot? How do you upskill in this world that is changing so fast?
Correct.
And the third point, yes, I have this, right? Great energy, great people, thought leaders, great personalities, all coming together in one place. How rare is that? Do connect, and they serve awesome coffee.
Yes, so that's very important. Yeah. Coffee is important. Okay, so hope to see you guys there at Build the Future Team conference at buildthefutureteam.com. See you guys there. Bye.
Bye.